Yeah. And so you were approaching it, you were saying like you're not really going for country music, but if like, is it just like the way you sing that kind of gives it the sound, or is that something like the producer kind of brought out of the
No,
song?
I decided to stack the layers where my voice was kind of like, uh, I had like a high, I had a mid, and I had like a low. And like once I heard it, I was like, yeah, this is kind of country. I mean, but I didn't try. And if the country music fans end up picking up on it even more, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, I just definitely want to create music to help people's moods, help people's day, and just make an impact in the world in a positive way.
Hell yeah. And like, do you want to get to the point where like you're playing festivals or going on tour, or do you just want to, is this more like a passive thing and you want to, kick back and just make some streaming
No, I
royalties?
definitely want to do festivals. I want to go on tours. I feel like I'm really good with people, especially when I played in the NFL and stuff. Like when I play games, I like to approach people, and I think my main thing to show people is the fact that we're all the same. Nobody's better than anybody, and I try to promote that when I'm around people. Like if I go out somewhere to a bar or a club, I'm hanging out with the people. I'm not in a section standing around looking at people like I'm better than they are. Like I'm always trying to be part of the people and encourage folks.
Yeah. And like, with that being said, like, would you just kind of like prefer to just blend in, or do you like it when people start to realize that the former NFL, like the NFL guys here, and people start looking? Like, do you prefer to just kind of be kicking back, or is it kind of like it depends on the
It
night?
depends on the vibe. It definitely depends on the vibe. I have my days where I'm like, man, I don't want to be seen, so I probably stay in the house more than anything. But it depends on how people approach me, And
Yeah.
it's different types of people out there. So, but ultimately, I've been in a situation where I've had it, and I've been in a situation where I don't know where football kind of got taken away because of the situation that I was in, and man, I don't know, taking a step back and not having it for a while, not having football to play for a while, kind of made me realize, like, I mean, I don't want to take it for granted. If people recognize me and I can find a way to change somebody's day or the momentum of their day and help shift that, then I'm down. Like, I'm down to connect with them
Yeah.
and see how their day go, how their day's going. Yeah.
Well, I think that perspective is going to definitely help you in the music business, because I think there are so many people in the music business that are in it for them. And whether it's like a shisty manager, or a shady record label guy, or some promoter, or even a lot of artists themselves just see music as like a cash grab.
Yeah.
And if like,
No,
yeah,
I
go
don't
ahead.
want to see it like that. Cause also like, I was, so we were playing the Kansas City Chiefs one game. I made this shitty track. I thought it was good. I was so hyped about making the song, recorded the song, put it out. I didn't know about mixing and mastering. It was a trash song,
Yeah.
but I felt like the energy that I put into the song was actually good. So that's probably why it worked out. So the streaming went up in it, and then like I'm walking off the field after a punt in the game, and I hear somebody yelling my name, Marquette, Marquette, and then I was turning around watching the game. He was like, "I got the cup," because that's the name of the song. And I was like, "What do you know about it?"
Yeah.
So,
Oh shit.
so like I honestly feel like um, I appreciate when people enjoy stuff like a song that I made way more than somebody telling me that, you're the best punter to ever punt in the game or play in the NFL. Like that's cool and all, but it was something that was created before I was there, and it's cool to create
Yeah.
something emotionally and put your feelings and everything into it, and people appreciate that.
Yeah. And do you feel that, well, what I'm kind of thinking, you must have a really unique perspective, because you must have heard the joke that like, well, every athlete wants to be a
Yeah,
musician and every musician wants to be an
yeah,
athlete. So, and like when you're part of a team like that and people are rooting for you, they're not necessarily connecting with you. Like, do you feel a difference in like that, the type of fan where, say, someone, the type of fan who recognizes you for the athleticism, and then maybe a different fan who only maybe knows or connects more so with the music? And like, do you notice a difference in the type of fan?
Yeah, I do. But also, I feel like when you playing for a team, they're rooting for that brand first and foremost. But also, they're rooting for the person too. Like, and that's why I don't know. When you have a helmet, it's hard to see people. It's hard to connect with people. And then I felt like, I mean, my personality on the field was authentic. So like, that's just who I was. I just love life. Life's too short. So I feel like the people that live life and are serious 24/7 are just not in a good place mentally, and they're scared because they're scared of what other people will think about them. But when it comes to music, I feel like, yeah, people definitely connect with you because they're taking time out their day to go listen to what you got. But playing in the NFL and being part of a brand definitely helped boost the exposure that you get from people.
And do you see that has the NFL brand or people you've met within that network, has that helped you in the music? Maybe say more so than someone just being like, oh, like kind of like me, like, oh, I recognize you, but like, have you made connections that you would otherwise not have made?
I've made connections, but I feel like where I was at in music at that time, I don't think I had that mindset. I got that mindset now. My mindset's so different because I've been away from the game for like 2-3 years. And I don't know, now when I go back, I just have a whole different mindset. My mindset then when I was playing was to connect with more football fans when I should have been probably trying to build other stuff outside of football, knowing that football wouldn't last a long time. So it don't last forever. So, but yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like also in football, that's another reason I approach you too, because like, I feel like it's a lot of football fans out there, and they think that when they see you do that one thing like punting, like anything I did that was outside of football, oh, you're not supposed to do that. You're just a punter. You're supposed to just do this or do that. And I'm like, what? I didn't start out. I didn't come out the womb swinging my leg, kicking footballs. Like, man, I got a life. So a lot of people don't realize that, especially like sports fans. But yeah.
Well, I think like they definitely, I think a lot of the media portrays athletes in these like roles that they're supposed to fit to a T. And then those roles change on either like the level of like athlete you are or like the position you play. Like the role player on a role player on the Warriors just like can't get away with as much as Draymond can, both with the referees, with the media, with fans. And yeah, especially the punter position where it's like, say if I'm a fan of the Raiders, right? When like, it's weird to cheer on the punter because that means the team is punting and they didn't do so good. And like, so now you're like, all right, we're punting. Yes. So even though it's like a thrill to see like probably the most athletic punter, right? Like ever, like, I mean, it's punters. So I don't know, but
no, they definitely tried to put me in a box for sure, and that was the thing I hated. I was like, man, I can't. I've even had other punters approach me in the off season when we ran into each other. Man, why do you celebrate and do this and that? Like, you should act more like most of us. And I'm like, I didn't grow up like y'all. There's no way I can act like y'all.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. And I feel like when people used to wear my jersey or still wear my jersey, it's more of a representation of just being yourself, because that's what I promote, being yourself and living your life and not trying to live it for other people, because when we take off, we all taking off solo dolo. Like, ain't nobody taking off with this guy and all his opinions about how he felt about you. Like, you going by yourself. So that's what I promote, just being yourself.